All right, welcome back. So, continuing with the online dating, this is the part two. So, I will continue to compare themselves to others. This is the thing, they will lie. Obviously, they like to embellish things, and lying is basically something you have to accept here. You're gonna hear big tales, and honestly, it's something you will have to accept here in the Philippines. Lies, white lies, and all that, or some who omit the truths. They will compare themselves, and lying is kind of part of it. Just they're basically trying, like in a regular date, they're trying to sell themselves, basically. And don't get me wrong, men lie too, men embellish things. Yeah, it's more of an embellishing thing, not really like a straight out lie, but white lies and embellishments. And it has to be something that you would have to accept. Because I know a lot of foreigners, they hear one little white lie, all of a sudden they turn into drama queens and, take their bags, pack their bags and everything. But you have to take it in consideration that they're trying to make themselves look good by comparing themselves to others, and they will embellish this. They will embellish themselves. They give you grander tales of certain, and it's pretty much a thing that is accepted here in the Philippines. Like when you go to these family meetings and all that, you're gonna have some. There's always gonna be a bullshitter in the family, and it's gonna be very accepted because they already know that the guy is full of the tales and the lies, but it's still acceptable here. Reason 6: the grass is always greener mentality. The grass is always greener on the other side. In a way, it is. From appearances, it does look like it. Once you start living here, 6 months down the road, 1 year down the road, 5 years down the road, you're going to start figuring out a lot of similarities. These women are not different from your Western women. The only difference is that they have lower expectations. And once you start building them up, little by little, their expectations get higher and higher and higher. And to the point where it reaches, it's like a teacup, and it's going to reach to your tipping point where their expectations are high and you cannot even take it anymore. And what do? You leave them. That's what a lot of guys do anyway. You're going to have your fill. The cup is going to be overfilling and you cannot maintain it anymore. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with building up women, giving them an education, supporting them and everything like that. But at the same time, you have to be considerate of who's this person. Instead of just giving out things, the best advice I can give you is teach them how to fish instead of giving them the fish. Teach them to be self-sufficient, not giving everything, but they have to start from the bottom, of course. Because I know some foreigners out there, they have the money, they can afford the losses, and they'll give $1 million just out of nothing, and they expect this woman to make 10 million out of it, pesos. So you gotta be considerate that you're gonna meet these uneducated women who have no choice. They go online, they have baggage, they lie about themselves. They'll try to tell you some little venture business here and there, because these women are gonna always tell you, let's do a business. But you don't know who you're making a business with. And every person who is business minded knows that you have to know somebody. If you're going to make a business with somebody, it has to be somebody who actually knows what they're doing. Not just random stores, sari-sari stores, eateries like carinderias and all that. No. That's one of my best advice I would give you. Don't invest in these type of online women at all. So you're always going to hear all these embellishments because the grass is greener on the other side. Some guys don't like American women anymore, so they're going back to a different country to experience the 1950s lifestyle that they've been shown by their grandparents on how submissive women are. But to tell you the truth, it's 2023 in the Philippines. Social media is everywhere. There's no more of these 1980s, 1950s traditional women anymore. There are traditional in 2023 standards, but not 1950 standards like you guys might think. So most of these videos from these old heads, these old foreigners, that they give you these lies, it's not true. Most of these bloggers, they give you the grass is greener on the other side mentality. They get their own rhetoric on how beautiful it is in the country. At the same time, they have problems themselves, but they won't tell you these problems. That's why there's guys like Andy Omar here who are exposing these people. Guys like Gio, for example, has 3 children. He could barely afford it, but he's talking about how easy it is. Like, really? Number 7, you can get catfished. And this is true. I mean, as I said earlier, it's 2023, and it's easier to get catfished. Why? There's filters. Huge amounts of filters. One thing I could tell you is 100% do not believe what these women look like in TikTok, because TikTok is automatically filled with filters, even on the non-filtered mode. Filter, filter, filter. You gotta realize 100% of the women in 2023 already have some sort of filter happening, whether it's by default or they do it themselves. But by default, a lot of these cameras, they're making, with AI technology and all that, they're trying to make you look good as possible for some odd reason. So do not believe what you see on camera. You're gonna see this beautiful girl, and then when you land on the plane, she has zits all over her face. You're gonna see her fair, light skin, and then when you land on the plane, she's really dark, and there's nothing wrong with it. But you fell in love with a certain thing, right? Like, you're gonna see a woman that is very sexy on camera, but then when you land on the plane, her stomach is all full of stretch marks. So again, there's a lot of things that they're hiding, and you can be easily catfished. And it's not their fault. It's mostly technology's fault at this point. This is why you do video calls. And the last point, they want control. That is the main reason why a lot of them join the websites. A lot of them, they have a lot of baggage. A lot of them, they get rejected by men in the Philippines. A lot of them, their previous boyfriends want control over them. They want them to be submissive. No, they want control. They want some sort of control. So they come to these online websites and seeking some guy they can control. You want to come to the Philippines, you land on the plane. Guess what is the first thing they want to do? Either get you into their house, into their province, where they can control you, or stick with you like a leech in a hotel room and go everywhere you go, even the toilet. And it does happen. You'll see the control once you land here. And the control does happen. And it's subconsciously, of course. Some of them don't even realize that they're doing it, because it's their mentality. That's why they are misfits, because they cannot go by the cultural norms of the Philippines. They don't want to be submissive towards a Filipino guy. They'll go for somebody they can control. In a way, once the relationship would get over, and even if she's an online girl or a regular girl that you would meet, the one thing that you're always going to find is number 8. They want to be your personal bank, whether telling you certain stories about business, certain family business, certain opportunities. Somehow, they don't have a job, they don't have a house, they don't have a car, but somehow they got some business opportunities left and right. Have you ever noticed that? Sometimes they would ask, you could put a bank in my name. Some women like to say, how about you give me your money, and then when you need some, I'll give it to you. I can hold it for you. Even if she has good intentions, but it's the culture in the Philippines as well. Anyway, I just gave you the reasons and problems that you might encounter while dating an online woman. And I'm not saying they're all bad. There's that 1% out there who are beautiful, who are single, who have no kids, who want a legitimate relationship, but it's very rare. And guess who gets them? The high value man. Anyway, this is Andy Omar signing out. Peace.